Hello, everyone. So, what I can tell you for sure is that there is going to be a large snowstorm on Friday and Saturday. How much snow? Where is the snow going to be? That is still all up in the air. We are still 3 days out, and there are some changes happening within the models that need to be paid attention to. So the first thing I want to stress is that I've noticed a southward push on the latest model runs, meaning that the newer model runs are pushing the storm farther south than on the older model runs, where it was stronger and further north. And what I'm going to do now is we're looking at the 500 millibar vorticity map for the American model, the GFS. And this is the newer run, and we're going to compare it to the older run. So first off, this is the trough that creates the storm over the Midwest in Oklahoma and Texas here. Your storm is going to form right over Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma. Okay, so that's the new run. Here's the old run. Not much difference yet, except that in the new run, it's farther south. So this is the old run's further north. You can see it's across central Texas. And then in the new run, it's pushing further south slightly. I know it's only slight, but it makes a big difference. So let's skip ahead a little bit here. Okay, and in the new run here, it looks like it's consolidating. It's becoming stronger. But pay attention to how far south this is, and this is the big difference. Here we are, and there's another thing that you have to pay attention to here. So first off, this is the new run. You see how the energy is a little more spread out and it's less consolidated in the new run as compared to the old run, where here you see it's closer together and it's very well defined trough. And you see there's more red. That means there's more upward motion in the old run here as compared to the new run of the GFS. So you see by Friday afternoon, this is the time frame here. By Friday afternoon, the models are starting to diverge on how strong the trough is going to be and how consolidated the energy is. And then the other thing to pay attention to is look at the old run. You can see that there is a slight tilt in the trough from northwest to southeast. That is called a negative tilt in the trough. When you have a negative tilt, the storm that forms on the eastern side gets pushed to the northeast and it comes up instead of going out. So yesterday, this is yesterday's run once again, you see that the trough is negatively tilted. In the new run, it's less consolidated and there is no apparent negative tilt. It's not as present as in the old run. Let's go ahead one more frame. So you see that you have your height isobars closing off into circles. That means your area of low pressure is strengthening and closing off. Go ahead one. You see? And you can just see that this negative tilt is very apparent yesterday. And it's just that this trough and system is well defined in the old run, and then in the new run, there's no negative tilt. Energy is less consolidated, and there's less dark red. It's not as strong. Don't get me, it's still a strong storm. It's still going to bring a lot of snow to the mid-Atlantic, definitely. But I think the main question is it going to come as far north to impact southern New England, New York City, Long Island, northern New Jersey, Albany, Boston, Massachusetts, all these areas? That's where the big question remains. Alright, so I think I've pretty much honed in on the differences enough. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. So now what I want to do is quickly look at the surface map so we can compare the track of the low pressure system there. Okay, here we are. This is Friday evening. This is the new run. Let's go to Friday evening on the older run. Okay, here we are. This is the older run. So here we are. This is your center of low pressure in the older run over North Carolina. You can see that the snow is spreading, starting to really thump away in West Virginia and Northern Virginia, and starting to spread into Pennsylvania and New Jersey. New run is further south. The low is all the way off the coast of South Carolina. In the old run, it's up across North Carolina. Let's go ahead a little bit. This is a very crucial point. This is late Friday night. Here we are. In the new run, it's off the coast of North Carolina. In the older run, it's slightly farther north. And it's also stronger. You see this number here, 993? That's the central pressure of 993 millibars. That's in the new run. In the old run, it's already at 991. So the new run has it weaker as well, not just further south, but weaker. All right, back to the new run. Let's go ahead another frame. Here we go. Now we're down to 987. This is Saturday morning. Still approaching the Delmarva here, but it's still hanging on to that Northern Carolina coast here. You see the snow is really rampant across the Mid-Atlantic. D.C. and Baltimore, you're getting creamed at this point. Central and southern New Jersey, southeastern Pennsylvania, you're just getting creamed by this. And then New York City and Long Island, yes, you are getting heavy snow, but you're not getting the brunt of it. You're not getting the heaviest snow. And southern New England has virtually nothing going on at this point. Looking at the older run, you see this. Number one, it's all the way up in the Delmarva. That's number one. Number two, look at how far north the snow is on Saturday morning. Now, instead of the heaviest snow being across the Mid-Atlantic, where by D.C. and Baltimore, it's the heaviest snow is further north, across Long Island, New York City, eastern Pennsylvania, southern New York, and southern New England. And notice the number here, 986, 987. You see, a lower central pressure means a stronger storm, and in the new run, it's not as strong. And as you can see, the heaviest snow is nowhere near where it was in the older run. Okay, so I think I've definitely gotten my point across here. Now, all of the other models, I cannot show them on here because they are licensed and I could get in serious trouble if I was to show them. All of the other models show this southward push occurring. And I do think this is a trend that we will continue to see. However, we cannot rule out southern New England. We can't rule out any of those northern areas yet because it's still too early and it can always trend back north. So given that, my threat map from yesterday remains the same. I am not changing it, not changing a thing. Everybody that was in the threat map on Sunday is still in the threat map tonight. If I had to guess where the bullseye of this storm would be, I would put it anywhere from central New Jersey on west through central and southern Pennsylvania, probably along definitely south of State College, going back here towards Pittsburgh. I would throw all of West Virginia and all of Virginia in the bullseye for this. Richmond is getting a lot of snow out of this. Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philly are all getting a lot of snow. Dover, Delaware as well. That would be the bullseye, this area that I'm circling with my mouse right here. Further on north, for the rest of the threat area, that's where the questionable situation comes into play. Will the storm strengthen enough to come farther north? Now, just because it's weakening and going further south doesn't mean you're not going to get snow. I'm still pretty confident that there's going to be at least some snow across southern New England, southern New York, Long Island, New York City. I would even expect Albany to get a few snow showers, maybe a light accumulation, and possibly Boston too. Even if the storm tracks as far south as the models are showing now, there still will be accumulating snow in these areas. But my point is, the brunt is across the Mid-Atlantic, not across southern New England, not near Boston, not near New York City. It's further south. That's my thinking. But again, that can change. We are still 3 days out, so that is not set in stone. But those are my thoughts. I am not posting a snowfall accumulation map until Thursday, given all the changes that are occurring in the models. I want to be absolutely certain that this trend is going to continue, or if it changes, that I make adjustments. All right, so thank you for watching, and I hope this was informative and understandable.